reversing this Do It Right campaign. Oh, are we all getting drained of this conversation that keeps going on? But it's changed. I mean, what about you, George? What's your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting drained on it, to be honest. I think we all, anyone that really wants to continue operating and continue going knows the kind of score. But I do know that a lot of councils have been putting out false information in terms of you only need a mask or a visor. So I think there's just a level of confusion. I think it needs to be a lot clearer. But I just want to go to work and get on with my job and just do my job, and I'm just pleased to be at work. So I think the information is quite still quite confused, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, there's a question I'm going to ask all you guys and girls watching. Are the salons around you all seeming to go by the right way? And I'm talking particularly about England again. I'm sorry, I know it's very different in different parts of the UK, but here in England, are you seeing your hairdressers and barbers around you wearing both the visor and mask? Just put simple yes, no, because for me, Jordana, I've got to be honest, I'm getting quite unsettled by the amount of hairdressers and barbers that I'm seeing that aren't doing this right. And I'm doing it right, you're doing it right, and I'm sure the percentage of people, and I'm already seeing here, no.
However, I don't think that's ever to be used as, a distraction from what we're doing. We just need to focus on what we're doing. We never know that we might be peering into someone else's shop when someone's just put the visor up and they've forgotten to take it down. We don't know if they're doing it on purpose. Either way, let's focus on what we're doing, because hopefully all of us collectively can do it right. Yeah. I'm just not up for calling people out at the moment because there's too many people to call out, to be honest.
Well, I'm just looking here. Emma Jarvis, she says it's driving me crazy. It is driving me crazy because, look, the realities of this is... No, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take a step back here, George. There was a great post in the community by Sophie Ship, right? And she'd been in touch with her council, right? And Sophie was putting a great post in. And they came back to her and said, no, look, you don't have to wear a mask and a visor. This is the problem, because that council was wrong. But it caused so much debate.
Yeah, and it also caused Sophie, she was trying to do the right thing, and it also caused a lot of hairdressers to be quite negative on that post, when really, that's just wrong information. It's not Sophie's fault. I know Sophie, she'd never put out any information that was wrong, or she'd never try and not help people. And this is what I mean. I think that there's so much, there's so much confusion surrounding it. And also, people like to revel in negative news. I don't think, let's talk about the economy and how badly affected the economy will be if we shut down again. So people like to say we're going to shut you all down, but in actual fact, you have to look at the country and the state that it's going to be in. So,
and that leads me on to something else, Jordana, is actually there has been serious threats, and the NHBF have been saying it, that if we do not do this right, then we will get closed down again. Could you afford another lockdown?
Absolutely not. I was really honest last week with my business. At the rate we're going, the future is not bright for us at all. And I've spoken to a lot of other central London salon owners, and they have respectfully told me the truth as well. The numbers are awful, and I think the further you are out of London or the suburban areas, I think you might be cashing in a bit more, because people are not travelling to London to their workplaces, which is where they would normally have their hair done. So at the moment, absolutely not. We could not survive another lockdown, but only time will tell whether they're going to close us down or not.
Yeah, let's just said here, George, there are a couple of occasions that I've asked my clients, is that okay if I take my visor off, as I couldn't focus due to the heat when cutting. Let me bring that back up. Hi, Let, by the way. It was last week when it was so hot, but now back on both. It's difficult.
I've done the same on a couple of occasions when I have not been able to see my blend, or especially if I've cut gents and I'm blending the sides. I've really struggled to see with my mask and visor, and I've said, would you mind if I just blend this side? Might be illegal, I know, but I'm just being truthful.
Yeah, what's everybody's thoughts about the council? Have you guys, girls, been in touch with your local council? What sort of feedback have you been getting? Also, has anybody had a spot check? I'd be really fascinated. So again, yes, if you have. No. Jordana, have you had a spot check from your local?
I had a couple of, I thought they were mystery shoppers. We had it last week. A few people came in, looking around, taking pictures, which I thought was a bit strange. And then quite a few people hovering around the front of the salon, because we've got glass windows so you can see through. And I just thought something doesn't sit right with me. They didn't look like clients that were browsing for a hair product. And I thought maybe they're mystery shoppers, maybe hired by the council, or maybe they're, local salon, I don't know, staff members who are coming to check in to see if we're doing what they're doing. I don't know, but it was a bit weird.
Yeah, well, Colette, who's going to be sharing a great video, by the way. We're going to be putting it on YouTube and Facebook. She's done a really, really strong, and I know she's been at the front, and Salon Owners United. The whole of the business industry faces the same threat. We just need to take control of our industry. And, this is going to take us on to recruitment really in a bit, George. That, we have to portray the best professional image. And I worry that some, and I'm not going to, like what Jordana says, you can't call out certain salons, but they've got to put their ideas up, because there's just too many, and I'm afraid I'm going to say it there, and I think there are some brilliant barbers out there, top barbers, but there's too many that have come in that have just done the 2 weeks course, and I'm singling out barbers because I've seen it a lot in barbers. It seems to be a lot of this young lad culture that, I'm all right. For me, I have to say, I think it is, when you're wearing a visor and a mask, surely I'm protecting my client, aren't I? When I go out, and equally the client's protecting me by wearing a mask. And if you're not doing that, what does it tell you about you? Selfish. What a selfish individual you are. So stop being selfish and putting it down by your chin because you're uncomfortable. Yeah, I mean, are you hot on that with your staff, George?
Yeah, I mean, we do wear masks and visors. All of us do, but I just, the odd occasion, especially like when I said I've done a bit of barbering, I've just had to lift it down slightly so I can actually blend the line. Otherwise, you're going to walk around town looking like you've got a bowl on your head. Just saying, do you know what I mean? But I completely understand what you guys are saying, but I think there's a lot of hairdressers that will say no, but I'm saying it's not very practical. I've never ever taken it off because I'm uncomfortable. Yeah. I've taken it off to just create a blend.
I've got to say, I've just seen this comment. She does make me laugh. I keep flagging her up, but she just makes me laugh. Sophie, again, I'm going to fit a cow dip for clients to walk through before entering. There you go. That's the way forward, Sophie. Miss Sass. So, look, anyway, we're not going to hover around this too much again. Most of you are all saying no spot checks. I don't think I've seen anybody that's had a spot check. Has anybody actually had anybody with coronavirus over, Anyway, let's not go on about coronavirus. Well, yeah, let's move on from that bloody subject.